Alrighty, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Liam's Lessons. My name is Liam, and today we're going to be talking about the mentor and the mentee. Now, on I guess on my journey of learning from my mentor and learning from the people that are around him, I'm going to definitely touch up on a few key points of why it's very important, what's very important for you to understand when being a mentor. When being a mentee. Um, what you need to be focusing on as a mentee, um, and why you are in a very, very, very blessed opportunity to be, I guess, menteed by somebody. Now, um, I guess the first thing I want to open up with is learn to be a good mentee. Learn to be teachable. Learn to never take your mentor for granted. Learn to never take the opportunities you get for granted. Really, just whatever your mentor tells you to do, kind of just 10x that, kind of just multiply it, amplify it, whatever you want to call it. Just make sure you do more. If your mentee tells you to, I guess, read 20 pages of this book, read 40. Double it. Read 60 if you really want to. Go the extra mile. Learn to be very adaptable to certain situations or new situations that you're going to be put in. Learn to be very teachable, and kind of just amplify whatever your mentor tells you to do. Because if he sees you taking that extra step, he's going to think, wow, okay, this is someone who really wants to be successful. This is someone who really wants to go the extra mile. This is someone I want to work with. Um, there's there's no such thing as being too humble. Sorry, I just was thinking it just there 2 seconds, guys. There's ultimately no such thing as being too humble. Being, I guess, I want to touch up on being very teachable, being very stuck out of your own ways, and being able to just kind of just take in whatever your mentor says and kind of just embody that. Um, is definitely going to be, it's definitely going to help you in the long run. I know that I had to detach some of my beliefs just to be able to, I guess, adapt to my mentors. And that's definitely helped me because, ultimately my mentor, he knows more than me. He's more successful than me. He's definitely more financially equipped than me. So, um, there's no reason for you to not kind of just buy into whatever your mentor is saying, because ultimately whatever he says is probably true, and you should definitely, um, I guess, buy into it and kind of just embody those certain beliefs and how you do things. Don't forget where you started. I remember, a couple months back, I was wishing for a opportunity to be around my mentor. I was wishing for an opportunity. I was praying for an opportunity to work under him, and I guess be around the space that he's in. Fast track a couple months later, I'm finally in that space. I also just want to touch up on when you do finally arrive, or when you do finally, I guess, get to a certain spot that you've been wanting to get to. Always take a look, take a step back and take a look at where you used to be. Because I know for a fact that, I might be really stressed right now. You might be very um, just in a rut with all these different thoughts. You might not know where you're going. But just remember that, a couple months back, you were probably, you know, wishing for this opportunity. You just wanted to be a part of your mental space. Sorry. And you definitely, you probably were just praying for a time for you to be, around him and kind of just work for him or work in with him. When you finally look back at where you were and where you are now, that definitely relieves a lot of the stress that you're kind of just put under. Um, whether that be stress of you creating, working on your business, whether that be how you manage your time, what exterior things that might be going on in your life. Always take a step back and realize where you've come from, and understand that a lot of people do forget when they started or where they started, and that definitely kind of just damages their credibility as a person. It damages the thought of, like I said, there's no such thing as being too humble. Always be humble. Have a very big grand sense of like humility. um, Understand that being able to look back from where you started and kind of just appreciating where you are now is definitely going to help you along in your journey. True mentorship is caught, it is not taught. Um, the way I want to touch up on this is, in your business, you'll obviously, ultimately you'll have leaders, you'll have people who want to drive your business, who will believe in your business, who will believe in you. Um, and those leaders are caught, they are not taught. Leadership is a very uh, touchy skill. You have to want to be a leader. You have to have qualities of a leader. It can definitely be taught. You can be taught how to be a leader. Absolutely. But those people who really want to be leaders are going to be, the ones that are driving your business, the ones that you see driving your business. And you want to catch those ones as soon as possible. Um, you don't want to really, I guess, spend too much time trying to teach someone how to be a leader, because someone who is, ultimately trying to be taught how to be a leader, um, probably doesn't want to be a leader. The ones who do want to be leaders will be taught, will be caught. I'm sorry, and they will be shown. They will show themselves in your business. Take notes of what your mentor does. Take notes of what he says, how he applies certain things. Um, take notes of I guess how he wants you to build your business, or how he wants you to kind of grow. Um, what my mentor once told me, note takers are money makers. So ever since I heard that quote, I take notes, I look back at them, I revise them, and I kind of just try and embody them. I embody his beliefs, because being another being another I guess mentor to who he is definitely, it's very special, and it can definitely benefit you in the long run. Um, what example are you setting, for your mentor? Are you showing him that you really want to be a part of what he's doing, or in the space that he's in? Or are you showing him that, this person doesn't really want it, he's not go-getter, if you want to call it that, he's not very hardworking, he's not taking initiative, he doesn't have integrity, he's not teachable, he's not humble, if those are the qualities that you're showing, um, then you're definitely in for a rough road with your mentor. I would ensure that, you know I I want you guys to be able to show your mentors that sorry, you really want to be in this space, you really want to be hardworking, you you really want to show him that this is what you want, because otherwise somebody else is going to take that spot from you. Um, Having a mentor is a privilege. Understand that you are in a very privileged position. It goes back to being, there's no such thing as being too humble. Be very appreciative and have a grand sense of humility of the position that you're in, because it is a privilege, and and if you are in this position, then consider yourself extremely privileged. Um, Submit to your mentor. Submit to what he does. Submit to what he says. If he tells you to do something, do it. If he tells you to amplify it, amplify it. If he tells you, I need you to do this for me, I need you to do this for yourself, do it. I can't stress, I can't say this enough, guys. Do what your mentor tells you to do, because ultimately he knows more than you, he's more successful than you. And personally, I don't see a reason why, I shouldn't, or you guys shouldn't listen to somebody who's more successful than you. Um, Resist broke thoughts. Um, Resisting, I guess, the different mentalities of the people around you, because certain people around you, they might not have the same vision you do, they might not have the same habits you do, they might live their life a different way to you do, to how you do. Resist, I guess, a broke way of thinking, because ultimately that will, um, I guess, drive you to kind of, want to be better. Um, there's a there's this very kind of just shallow way of looking at the process that you'll be going through. Enjoy the process, honor the process, understand that your business is a process, your personal life, it's all a big process, so trust the process. I would also say, um, understand that, people don't go far just because, they I guess kind of just went with the flow of things. They didn't go through the motions. um they kind of just stuck to what they were doing, and they trusted what they were doing. They trusted in their mentor. They trusted in the process. One thing I want to finish off with, guys, is grind in the present and live in the future. Another thing I want to say, related to this point, what you practice in private is what you perform in public. I believe I've touched up on this before, but how I practice or what I do in my private time is going to affect how I perform in front of other people. That also relates to how you grind or how you work at what you want. Grinding now and getting things done now is going to ultimately help you live a better life, or a more, your dream life in your future. So always grind in the present and always live and be excited for your future. So anyways, guys, with that being said, I want to thank you for joining me, and we'll see you in the next video.